Hello, folks. It's good to be with you here on a Monday, the start of another week, and we see the clouds outside. A little fog this morning. This is our Alexandria camp, courtesy of Sinlob Broadcasting from Texas Street in Alexandria. Let's go to another destination. Let's visit over toward Natchitoches, where we're seeing temperatures still in the 70s there. Bit of a south breeze. Dew point's high, so there's humidity. A little bit less cloudiness up in that direction as far as we can tell. And back to your weather headlines. Well, after a major case of spring fever, is it going to be turning chilly again? Is winter back on the way? Well, maybe so. So let's take a look at things. Here's the front, which is to the north of us. If you've been paying attention to national weather, you've been hearing about the cold air has returned to the northlands, but not down here. So the frontal boundary will continue to move back and forth, north and south. It'll oscillate because of systems, energy coming in from the west. Each time a weather system comes in from the west, that will pull the front back to the north. Once that passes by, the front will drop south a little bit. So that process is going to happen all week. But eventually, I think this front and chilly air actually does make it into the area during our 7-day forecast. But in the near term, let me step you through the next couple of days here. By Tuesday morning, looks like we're going to have another fog problem, so be careful out there. 7 o'clock, say commute time, 8 o'clock. So dense fog is possible. Visibility is less than a mile, maybe even a quarter mile or less in some locations there. But that fog lifts by mid-morning, as it usually does, and we'll start to see a couple of showers. This model might be a little bit aggressive with it, but I'm buying into the basic idea, and this is an idea I've had for days. If you've been watching my forecast, you've seen 10% and been wondering, well, what that's all about. That's just one of these situations where it's a very low coverage type of event, but yeah, hit and miss showers are possible. Even back home for your evening commute, back into Wednesday, once again, probably not the same fog problem, probably just some clouds Wednesday morning and plenty of humidity. And then going through the day Wednesday, once again, just a stray shower or two, stray sprinkles or morning drizzle, something like that. Here's the current pattern that we're in right now. Talking about bubbles of air. This is a warm bubble of air we call a ridge. A colder bubble of air to the north, a southern dip in the jet stream, but trough off the west coast. So right now, the storm track, the southern part of the storm track, is along this southern branch of the jet stream right here. So all that weather is going to the north of us, and we get the warm air from the south. So that's why the weather pattern is going to be very warm this week, all the way through Saturday, as the cold air, this jet stream here is kind of acting like a fence to keep the cold air locked up to the north for now. All right, so let's check out tomorrow, and we don't see any changes. The ridge remains strong, continues to keep the cold air to the north of us, and so the warm pattern, unseasonably warm pattern, continues. Now let's put Futurecast into motion, and we'll go a little bit farther. Let's go to Saturday, this weekend, Saturday midday. Notice the cold air is still to the north of us, but there's a little bit of a drop to the south, to the west of us. And once we get into early next week, we can see that that drops even farther to the south, and that will help push the colder air in our direction, and we'll actually see a cold front come through on Sunday. So here it is, all sorted out with your 7-day forecast. Don't forget about the fog Tuesday morning. Be careful on your way to work and school. There's your 10% Tuesday and Wednesday, very warm, 78. Somebody's going to get 80 one or both of those days. Record high is possible on Thursday. The old record is 80, I believe, in 1950. So, yeah, that 80 would at least tie that. Very warm for Friday and Saturday. So, well, Saturday is warmer, but why don't you have a record on that? Well, tough record to break. 2017, 84 degrees. I don't think we get that on Saturday, but it'll be very warm. And then Sunday, as the front comes through with a little rain, we'll see a downturn in temperatures, and Monday we're back to chilly air. Right now I'd say winter returns, but not in the context that it did in January with the snow and the bitter cold, but a downturn in temperatures nonetheless. And as we extend this into the 8 to 14 day outlook, this starts Tuesday, February 11th there. Notice, if you've been watching this, you've seen this kind of pattern. Several days ago, we were in this part of the pattern. Now we're in this. So the chillier air is going to be moving in, and you'll feel it early next week. That's the bottom line. All right, take care. Nick Michaels will be back with you in the morning, and I'll see you again on the PM hours. And don't forget about our